Hey guys, it's Rush. Hope we're doing well. Welcome back to the channel. This video today, I want to talk about Ken's OD Jinrai kicks, this sequence here, and Ken's Super Art 2. So Ken's Super Art 2 in Season 3 received a change where this is now -5 on block. Because of the pushback, nobody can punish it. So the reason why I want to talk about those two things today is because my utilization of the OD Jinrai kicks and the level 2, not just cancelled out of OD Jinrai kicks, has increased, and I'm playing around with it more. The fact that the level 2 is safe, it gives me more confidence to go for the harder confirms from it, and sometimes just throwing it out in certain situations. But we'll talk about these situations in this video to help you utilize it more and get more out of it. So the first and obvious thing about OD Jinrai kicks and level 2 is chip damage to drive. If I do a stand heavy punch into OD Jinrai kicks and cancel into level 2, it does just over 2 bars of drive damage. So that is something we knew off the bat when we first saw these changes. So if the opponent is down to 2 bars of drive, you can attack their drive bar with this sequence, and it's difficult for them to stop. If their drive reversal, they're going to burn themselves out anyway, and that's a true string. Nothing they can do about that once they block that stand heavy punch. If the opponent is crouch blocking, then you can go into the overhead, confirm that into level 2. So again, you're throwing out the OD Jinrai kicks, but you can make it safe on block with a cancel into level 2. But if they're crouching, the overhead will connect. They have to stand up and react in that situation, which is very hard. But what's even more difficult is if the opponent is stand blocking, then they expose themselves to the low, and the low is super fast. Again, this is confirmable on hit. So other ways to use the level 2 and the OD Jinrai kicks. So an example is where I knock the opponent down, where I've woke up with a reversal, or I've done a reversal, but I'm low on drive. In this situation, after the OD DP, the O key here is, it's not very good. I don't think Ken actually gets much O key at all. In this scenario mid-screen, you can't drive rush, it's fake. It doesn't get pressure. So in this situation, I will use run, and run itself has a mix-up, but in this situation, I will commit to run step kick. Obviously, then waking up with parry is risky, but the idea here is because my drive is low, and I've just done an OD DP, so when my bar goes up to a certain level, when I get 2 bars, if I do an OD DP when my bar is low, like here, they may wake up and do either a button, and you saw that the step kick whiff punished the button, the light, after the back rise, or they may wake up DI, and the reason they wake up drive impact is because of my low gauge. Me doing a run puts me in a risky state because the drive impact, if I commit to an option, will lose to the drive impact. So what you can do is you do the run step kick with the idea that they will do drive impact. And if you see the drive impact in that situation, or even in a different knockdown situation, you cancel into Super Art 2. This again is good because it's not that easy to confirm the step kick on hit into level 2. But because the level 2 is safe on block, if you misconfirm it, you are not punishable. Yes, you can also cancel step kick into level 1 super, but obviously if that is blocked, you'll be punished. This is another way I'm using level 2. I'm using it more liberally in these situations because I know it's safe on block. If I make a mistake, I'm not as worried. So this is not a definitive, but if somebody's not blocking low, you can throw out crouching medium kick into OD Jinrai kicks. And the idea is you save on gauge. And if it hits, obviously best to do this when you've got level 2 stocked. Sometimes I don't. I'll just see them walking around a lot, and I don't have level 2 stocked, and I'll still do this, but they're not blocking low, basically. I will commit to the OD Jinrai kick, and I generally go for the low because the low is unreactable. It's just, unless I really want to mix them and go for the overhead, I always go for the low. What I'll do is when they're moving around, I'm at a range where I feel like they're going to overextend or walk towards me, or even walk back, I will do crouch and medium kick into OD Jinrai kicks. And what I'm doing is once it connects, I'm then confirming into all of the kicks. If I see it hit, and I choose then not to spend the level 2 to make it safe, I won't spend it. So this is essentially what happens. I'll do it and I won't go into level 2 because it's actually hit. Whether I hit confirm the crouching medium kick or hit confirm the low, that's what I'm doing. And if I want the damage, then I'll convert into level 2. Or even sometimes level 3. So level 2 is good, but level 3 will net you more damage, of course. The thing with level 3 is you have to go for the low kick for it to work mid-screen. That's something, again, I've been using quite a lot. Be careful though, if you land crouch medium kick at the very tip and go into the OD Jinrai kicks, the level 3 can whiff, it can miss entirely. So again, the idea there is I'm using the OD Jinrai kicks with the knowledge that the level 2 will make it safe if it's blocked. And it also saves on drive meter. I'm only spending 2 bars of drive rather than 3 with the drive rush. So another place that I'm using Super Art 2 is where I want to convert into damage from a hit confirm situation. Now, I'll do 2 things here. I will either do stand light kick into OD fireball, or I'll do crouching medium kick into OD fireball. And the reason I do that is because going into the 2-bar spend there gives you time to hit confirm into the level 2. So I'll do stand light kick now. If I commit to this, I can hit confirm that into Super Art 2. So I do this rather than crouching medium kick drive rush. Yes, you get some better corner carry with the drive rush route, but it's a way of spending 2 bars and converting into decent damage rather than doing the drive rush cancel with the stand light kick OD fireball or crouching medium kick OD fireball. So in situations where I want to react very quickly to something, but I don't want to spend loads of drive bar, that's where I'm using this. The damage is okay. The fact that it doesn't drain my drive bar too much, like essentially I'm getting a bar, well, I'm spending a bar and a half once I've regained that bar. Not a bad trade-off for damage and meter spend. But of course, if you want to kill, you want to go for the drive rush routes. Generally, they will be more damage. So another scenario where you want to use stand light kick into OD fireball and confirm that into level 2 is a situation where somebody's overextending. So here, Chun is doing her throw loops in the corner, but they're not actually real. So I'm pressing a 4 frame, a 5 frame, and then going into EX fireball, OD fireball. That again is a way to convert into damage. It is a read. Me going for the button into OD fireball is a read, but it is a confirmation on the hit. So punish overextending is a really good shout. So another place to use Super Art 2 is for moves. I feel how to categorize them. They're very fast moves. They move the opponent forward to a range where you wouldn't expect to be in whiff punishment range. But when you try to whiff punish them, you can't catch their hurt box. Like there, that was perfectly spaced. If I go about here, so look how far out I am. Sagat's engaging with me. He's moving forward with his annoying forward light kick. And to me, like there, I feel like I can whiff punish it. To me, that looks like a whiff punishable range. But how close he is at that range. But you can see the sweep is completely whiffing. 8 frame startup has a decent amount of range, but it still doesn't catch that button. But it kind of catches you off guard, these sorts of attacks. And there's quite a few of these attacks in the game. But what you can do is you can use Super Art 2 as a raw whiff punishment tool, as like a twitch reaction. Again, if they block it, it's safe on block, so it doesn't really matter too much. You waste 2 bars, that's probably the worst thing about it. But where you don't expect it, they throw it out. If you're ready with the input, you can whiff punish a lot of moves in this way, and I will use that. So in the back of my mind, I'm thinking about it. I'm like, okay, if they do something that's like mad whiff punishable at this range, I will just raw level 2 it. And when you have that mindset and you can see somebody's doing something that's quite safe to throw out if you're too far out, they're not actually always safe. They may think they're safe, but they're not. Another example of this is things that change jump arc trajectory. So shallow dive kicks, Kim's elbow, for example. This will be used to bait anti-airs, as you saw there. But if you have a read on this and you just delay your anti-air option, whilst I can't stand heavy kick it at that range, I can level 2 it. Now, you don't want to do it too early because you can trade or actually lose to the elbow itself. But where you think they're going to do that and they whiff it on the way down, you can do a level 2. Now, I'm glad that happened. The reason why I'm glad that happened is because there's an example of me doing the level 2 as an answer. It got blocked. I haven't got to worry about being punishable. let's space myself better now for this. There we go, that's going to work. So where an anti-ADP would not connect, the level 2 will connect because they're in punish counter state. It's 6 frame startup. It will punish at that range. There's another example. That's a really good example actually there. That's a much better one. Completely whiffed it. I'm really far out. Nothing else is going to reach that. Maybe an OD Tatsu, but the OD Tatsu is too slow. It's 9 frame startup. Sometimes it doesn't even connect. It just whiffs entirely. So level 2 again is a good thing to use there, in my opinion. Again, use a caution, especially in this situation, because if they do a proper jump in, not a shallow jump or change the trajectory, you will. This is not going to anti a normal jump in, basically. The last example is where I'm in burnout. So if I'm in burnout and the opponent's trying to get in on me, I will utilize crouching medium kick into level 2. I've got the 2 bars of super because I know they're trying to get in on me. So where I feel like they're going to attempt to get in on me, push themselves towards me, I will try to react, of course. You know, reacting is always the way to go, I feel. But if I want to go for a bit of a Hail Mary just to get them off me, get them away from me, I will just do it regardless of whether they're standing, crouching, moving. I'll just put it out there because, again, there's nothing they can do. I can't punish it. Even if I'm in burnout, they can't punish me. The worst scenario would be that I spend my bar, it doesn't hit them, and then I've got no super bar whilst I'm in burnout. That is obviously a bad situation, but you can gauge the scenario. Like if they're low on drive, if I do that again, if I put them down to no bar, they're trying to pressure me, and then I need a bit of a Hail Mary. They're low on drive. You can see I can put them in burnout. So yes, I spend the 2 bars, but now they're in burnout too, and my bar is going to rebuild likely faster than them because I was in burnout first. So this is another way I use it. Again, it depends on the opponent, depends on their habits. I don't just throw it out. I will look for an opportunity. But what I'm trying to say is because it's safe on block, there's less concern about me hitting or misconfirming because it's not punishable. So that is it for the video, guys. Just to summarize, this is a perspective thing. It's a mindset thing when it comes to OD Jinrai kicks and Super Art 2. Be more brave in using Super Art 2. It's safe on block. But also think about where you're using it. What is your opponent doing? Are they overextending? Are you going for a read on a wake-up drive impact? Those sorts of things. Position your offense with purpose. Try to confirm from the OD Jinrai kicks into level 2 rather than just committing to the whole string. Attack the drive bar. Think about these options. Use it as a raw whiff punish tool. There's a lot you can do with level 2, Super Art 2, with these changes. And I definitely overlooked the change going into Season 3, whereas now I'm having a lot more success with it. And it's fun using it in this way as well. It does change the dynamic of the way I'm playing Ken in Street Fighter 6. So give it a go. Find what tips work for you in your game plan, your gameplay. Let me know how you get on. Thanks for watching, guys. Catch you in the next one. Take care.